Hi, I'm Cheryl. I have a masculine thank you card or a fall themed card to make with you today, and this is what I used. The card. Using these stamp sets, I used this leaf, this leaf, this leaf, and this small one here, and that's from the Vintage Leaves stamp set. And then from Flourishing Phrases, I used Thank You So Very Much. And where's the one I used? Oh, I think it more often than I say it. Those are the only ones from there. Oh, and these Flourishing Phrases, they come with a really nice die set and a bundle too. So you can get just the stamps or get the bundle. It's several different inks. We've got Crumb Cake, Pool Party, Crushed Curry, Tangerine Tango, and Elegant Eggplant. I'll be using the Triple Banner Punch. We'll need a stamp and sponge. I've used two different embossing folders. One is the Zigzag and the other is Honeycomb. And I got these on clearance, so if it turns out you really like these, you better hop on over to clearance and get them because once they're gone, they're gone. I've used a couple of different framelit dies. This is from Lots of Labels. I used the very center one. You count in 4 from either side. That's the one I used. That's this one here. And from the Layering Ovals, I used the largest scallop die and then the third from the largest oval die. That's that one. And this one. I've already cut those out in the interest of saving some time. The cardstocks that I used were very vanilla. The one piece cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Piece 3 1/4 by 2.5, and a piece 3/4 by 3 1/4. Used Crumb Cake cardstock, a piece 5 1/4 by 4, and a piece 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. Some delightful Dijon, a piece 3 1/4 by 2 and 1 by 3.5. A piece, let's see, of Cajun Craze, and that's cut at 4 by 3. So I've also going to be using my Tombow glue and my dimensionals. And I think that's everything. So let's get started. As I said, I have already die cut these just in the interest of saving some time. So we've got that scrap. We'll keep the oval. We don't need that. We don't need that anymore. That scrap. We need that oval. And on this piece, save this piece. You'll want to use that some other time. And we're using the part that's cut out. Now when you cut it out, you want to be close to one side. It's about 3/8 of an inch from the side, and a larger side on distance on this side. Okay. I've also embossed my piece of delightful Dijon, the 3 1/4 by 2 inch piece, and I used the Zigzag embossing folder. let's emboss. We'll emboss this piece. Now I cut this out first because if you emboss it first and then cut it out, you're going to squash down all your nice embossing. So make sure that when you do that, you remember, cut it out first. And we'll put this in our folder. Slide it all the way to the end. And plate on top. And we'll run that through. Okay. And there we go. We've got a lot of texture in this card. It's really nice. Alright. Let's do our stamping next. We pull a piece of scrap cardstock in here. And we'll start with our very vanilla oval. And let's see, we'll need this one, this one, this one. We're going to need a lot of things here. And we need our leaf stamps. These, I got my block. Put that on this side. And you might have noticed I stamp with a stamp on each side a lot of times. As long as it's not a sentiment and you don't have to be real fussy about where you put it. That's what I do when I'm stamping at home. We'll start with our Tangerine Tango and the little bit larger stamp. Let's see. That's the real little one. That's kind of medium small, I guess you might call it. Stamp that up, or ink that up. And I want to stamp it kind of there, I guess. These make such a nice impression. Get rid of that stamp. Put this ink pad away. Get our pool party stamp out, or ink out. Ink that up. And we'll make him go kind of this way. Right there, I think. Okay. Put this ink away. And get our crushed curry. And a new stamp. Let's see. This one right here looks, and I just need to ink part of that because I'm just gonna stamp it part, only part of it, like right there, and I'll have it come in a little bit on the top here, like that. Here. Now we can get our big oak leaf out. We'll stamp that an elegant eggplant. Let's see. I just want a little bit coming in here. You can overlap them a little bit. And I think I'll have some come in here too on the side. So this will be a little bit different from my original card. But that's good, right? Okay. Now we're done stamping our little oval. And we'll stamp our sentiment next. We'll stamp our thank you. Thank you so very much. I'm going to stamp that in Elegant Eggplant also. Oh, you know what? I should have done the inside of the card too. I have a little bit on the inside of the card. And let's see. I think that's good. Oh, that's pretty good. So we have that done. Let me pull my oak leaf back here. Oh, because we want to stamp that on the inside of the card. I like this Elegant Eggplant color. Put that on the scrap paper here because I'm going to stamp off the paper. There we go. There's that. And I'll do my inside sentiment too. Then we'll be done with the stamping. And sorry, I gotta turn this facing me this time. And right about there looks good. There. So all our stamping's finished. But we want to get our, oh, there it is. Get our Crumb Cake ink pad open. Because we're going to sponge just a little bit around the edges. We sponge around the edges on this one, on the scallop also. Just to define it a little bit. And this is a crumb cake. And just real quick, just all around. Just around the edges. And you see how much it just sets that off? Just that little touch there. Okay, and then our oval's done. And no more inks. Get this out of here too. There's some ink there. I'm going to blot that up with my scrap paper. Now, we use our Tombow glue. And just real quick, we'll stick these together. Set them aside, let them dry a little bit. Now we'll be attaching the piece of embossed Delightful Dijon onto the back of the Cajun Craze. And I use the Stampin' Dimensionals for this. So, I found it easiest to line this up on the back and then just take a pencil or a pen and just real lightly give yourself a line to go by here. That way you know where to place your dimensionals. And of course I didn't open my package, so you have to watch me fiddle around opening my package up. There we go. So I'll put one there. One there, there, and there. And when you're using your stamping dimensionals, don't just throw these little edge pieces away, because they're perfectly good dimensionals too. If you give them a little poke with your fingernail, it seems to make them pop up easier too. Okay, so now make sure that you have your the side you want showing face down, and I think I want it that way. Put it in place, give it a little press, and that's ready to go on the front of our card. So let's start assembling our card. Put some Tombow glue on the back of your piece of crumb cake. That's the one that's 5 1/4 by 4. The Tombow glue is nice. It gives you a little time to work with it. But man, once it's down, your piece is down. Okay, I'm going to flip this one over again and put some more dimensionals. Only put them on the Cajun Craze piece, because this piece, the Dijon, is already popped up. There, 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 and there. So yeah, these are some nice embossing folders. If you don't have anything like these already, it'd be good to take advantage of the clearance sale. I always check clearance. I always seem to always go to clearance first. And we're going to line that up just a little bit towards the top. Maybe about 3/4 inches down from the top of the piece of crumb cake. And we'll line that up with the edges of the crumb cake. So it's like this. Okay. Now we're ready to put this piece on. Now on this, I'm going to set it off to the side a little bit, like this. So we'll put some Tombow glue on the back, but remember how much is showing. You know how much will be in contact with your Cajun Craze piece when you put the Tombow glue on. So, all right. So we want to put some on here, on this side. We'll put some here, and we want to put some here. All right, and there we go. That's on. So next we want to do the banner cuts on this piece, and then the small piece of delightful Dijon. So we'll bring the triple banner punch in. Now, if you're good at just cutting it out by hand, well, go ahead and do that. I'm not real good at that. And I want to show you on the banner punch. It's a triple banner punch. It's supposed to do a 3 set sizes, but I'm going to show you how you can use it to make any size. To use it for any size. So I'm going to take my piece of paper and insert it in the bottom here, and you can see it come. You see it come out in the window. So just line up your corners with the punch. You see how I have it lined up? and punch. Ooh, that always scares me. I know these things are going to jump out, but when they do it, it kind of frightens me a little. So now I have my perfect little banner. And this was not a size that you're supposed to be able to do this. I also like to do it this way because now this one, the Dijon is a size that it's supposed to fit in here. That's the 1 inch. And you're supposed to, what you're supposed to do is slide all the way to the end here. But that wastes paper. I can't stand that. It just really bugs me to waste things. So I still do it this way. So now we have those done. Put a little Tombow glue on the back of this. Stick it down in place. A little glue sticking out there. Okay. Now we're going to pop the... Oop, it shifted a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to put that across the bottom here. And we'll use our Stampin' Dimensionals for that too. So, oh, there's my sheet of Stampin' Dimensionals. Turn that over. Stick some of these on here. I don't like to put mine too close to the edge. I don't like to see the dimensionals peeking out. Okay, and remember I said to keep your edge pieces. Well, this is where they come in handy. Oh, I need a pair of scissors. Excuse me, I have to reach. See, they fit right in there. Okay. We'll peel these off. It's almost Thanksgiving time. I'll be going to my daughter's for Thanksgiving. It should be a good time. And we'll position that. It's right down the bottom here, with just a little bit of the crumb cake showing. You see? I'll turn this over. Find this easier from the back. Trim off the extra. And that's it. We're done. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, click like. If you'd like to see more of my videos, hit subscribe. If you want to come shop with me, you can do that through either my Facebook page or my website. And that, as well as all the paper sizes and materials that I've used, they'll all be listed down below. Take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.